Hi everyone, my name is Michelle Crusoe. Welcome to my channel where you learn how to get hired and thrive in the film industry. If you're new here, please be sure to subscribe. So during COVID-19, everyone's having to get very creative with their digital processes, which is why I want to cover how to do a Google form. Now, what's really nice about Google Forms is you can use it for gathering a variety of information that you need to gather from crew members. Once the information is gathered and entered by the crew member, then it populates on a spreadsheet. And one really common task is to do lunch. Of course, that's shifting now, but you can use this form and process for, set deck pickup and drop up off envelopes. Or another great use, and we're using it on my show right now, is for material request forms. So whoever is ordering on the show and needs to communicate that to the buyer, I'll send them the form to fill out, and then I'll populate on the spreadsheet. And that's viewable for myself and my department head, who's the approver. So once I get approval, I'll go ahead and place the order. And then whenever that crew member needs to submit more things to be ordered, they just go back into that link with the Google form and order more. Okay, I promise this is way simpler than how it may sound, so let's dive in. And I also want to say we're living in a digital age now, so learning these digital processes is only going to help you in your personal and professional life. So don't be afraid. Okay, so click up on these dots to access your Google Drive. And you can also download the Google Drive app on your phone. So go ahead and navigate to the folder that you want to access. To add a folder or document, just hit this new button. And you'll see a few options under new. Google Docs is like Word documents. Google Sheets is like an Excel spreadsheet. The Google Slides is like a PowerPoint. And Google Forms, that's kind of the new technology that I'm excited to show you because it's a very collaborative workflow. And for this, I'm going to do a Google form. Now up here is where you can name your titled form, and make sure you come over here to the left so that that's what the file name will be as well. All right, so for lunch, you're always going to want to provide to accounting who ate, and if anyone went over a lunch limit, that person will need to reimburse you, and you'll also want to put the lower total on your top sheet of the envelope. If you're new to doing a PC or P card envelope, be sure to check out my ebook below. It walks you through step by step. And as you can see up here, I'm going to put the limit, usually the limit that accounting provides based on studio guidelines. It needs to include the tax and tips. So if someone orders something that's $15, that needs to be all encompassing of the tax and tips. So ideally they would, order something that's $13 or $14 on the menu. Okay, so first and last name. Over here on the right column is where you can choose what type of answer they can provide. Since it's a very short response, I'm going to select short answer. And now I'm going to move my mouse over to the right and hit the plus sign because I'm not done adding questions that I want for this form. All right, so my next question is, what do they want for lunch? What's their order? And for this one, I'm going to do a paragraph. Some people may want to get really specific about, a side replacement or if they have any allergies. So the paragraph I have found to be a better fit so people can get as specific as they would like. And make sure you're hitting this required button over so that no one can submit this form without these fields being filled in. Okay, and this is just my personal preference. I'm going to put that they need to give me the lunch total. I will make it as an option because I get people, get busy, but that way I'll be able to easily tell, who owes money at the end of the day. Okay, so this is just an example. Let's say we're going to folk art for lunch. Make sure you select the right location you want to do takeout from. And the menu link is the one that you want to include up here in your top description. And I'll go ahead and make this a bit more specific. I'll say where we're eating and the date. And if you want to get fancy, you can click this palette to customize some colors. You can do a header and choose an image, or you can also upload your own. Just make sure that they fit within the proper dimensions. Otherwise, it's going to get cut off. So let's see. This is a bit overkill for this example, but I just want you to see the features. Let's see if they have anything fun in food and dining. Oh, look, they do this little family style photo. Great, so I'm gonna put that in. And I can change up the theme color if I want. Change up my fonts. So you can really cater the look of these surveys based on the event you're trying to do. Okay, and just to go over real quick, there's a lot more options for how someone can respond. You know, you can do a checkbox grid, multiple choice grid, a linear scale. So, you know, did you like this service? 1 for dislike, 5 for love. You know, just kind of come in here and play around. I like to use the multiple choice one pretty often, especially for deliveries. There's usually only going to be so many places they need to deliver. So that could be, lockup, a certain stage with the number, a certain set or location. And if it's a certain location, that's going to be difficult to put all those in. So I might do an other so that someone can just type in what that location is. So this is fun. You can also do an added section if you feel that's necessary for what you're trying to gather information on. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. I don't feel like I need that, so I'm going to delete the did you like yesterday's lunch section just so you can see how you can remove these blocks. All right, now I'm going to hit send. So there's a few ways you can do this. You can either send it through this Google form and enter their emails. And make sure you click include form and email. And if you have someone else helping you gather this information at the bottom here, be sure to hit add collaborator. All right, so I'm just gonna send this to myself and we'll go in and you can see what it looks like on the receiving end. I'm going to show you another way. You can also send this form as a link. So you hit send, this little button here, link, and I like to shorten the URL. And then I'm going to hit copy, go back into my email and hit compose. And boom, I can put that link in my body of my email. All right, so I'm composing my email, gonna have a good clear subject. Here we go. Please submit lunch forms. And I recommend getting all your responses in by 10 a.m. because you're most likely gonna have to place this by 11 a.m. so that the restaurant has time to cook it and you have time to go pick it up and bring it back. And specifying that limit in more than one spot I find to be really important because it's easy to miss and you don't want to be out of pocket for one thing, and you don't want your crew members to say, well, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to go over a certain limit. So this just covers everyone. All right, and you can also make this as a hyperlink if you want. Here's another little digital tutorial. If you highlight and copy the link that you want to have as a hyperlink, highlight it, and then highlight the text you want as a hyperlink, and then hit this little chain hyperlink. And where do you want to send them when they click these letters? So go ahead and paste the website you want them to be directed to, and then hit OK. So just to not be redundant, I'm going to get rid of this link as it looks like a bunch of gibberish. So I just have a simple click here, all capitalized. And whenever you create a hyperlink, it's usually underlined so they know it's clickable. And I'm going to hit send. Okay, so here's what it looks like on the receiving end. If you'll remember, the first time we did it, we sent it directly from the form and sent it to their email and included the form. So I'll show you what that looks like. So as you can see, it's got Google Forms, fill out, and Google Forms. And it's very straightforward. And, this is where you can see how you select what kind of answer you want. It plays out here. If you remember, the first and last name was a short answer. The lunch order was a paragraph, so they have more room to elaborate. And then again, a short answer for the total. And you'll see these little red asterisks as the things that are required. And then you can see here, you know, the first thing right at the top, there's the menu. And here we go, it goes straight to the menu. It doesn't go to the restaurant's homepage and someone has to navigate to find the menu. Just boom, bring it straight to the menu. All right, this looks good. I'm gonna do a Cobb salad. So I'm gonna come in here, enter my name, put in my lunch order. Always make sure that you do the best you can to know what choices someone has to make. You know, for a salad, what dressing do they want? If someone's getting a burger, how do they want it cooked? Is what entree they're getting comes with a side and they need to choose. You know, while you're on the phone, and say you're ordering for 10 people, you want to have those answers already. So I recommend combing through responses before you call the restaurant to see if there's anything you can catch ahead of time. Okay, and because I'm nice, I'm putting the lunch total in and hitting submit. And boom, your response has been recorded, and I can always submit a response on someone's behalf, either by keeping this window open or just going right back into the email and filling out a new Google form. And here's an example where I can do that. So someone called in their order, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it in for them. Let's say it's a Michael Caruso. All right, what would Michael want? Shrimp po' boy, why not? That sounds pretty good. All right, do they need any special notes? Nope, doesn't look like it. Let's put in the total and hit submit. Okay, so this is what sending it via option 2 looks like. As you can see, it looks just like the email I sent. All right, click here to order. And boom, it brings you to the same Google form. So like I said, 2 different ways to send it. It looks the same either way. Okay, let's take a look at the responses. So I'm gonna go back into my drive and hit lunch. And then since I'm the owner of this, I can just go into this other tab up here, which is responses. And oh, look at that, there's 2. I bet you it's Michael and Michelle. So I don't love the way their summary looks. I find it a lot easier to read on a spreadsheet. So I'm gonna click this green button up here that says create spreadsheet. Create a new spreadsheet, lunch responses, that's fine, hit create. And boom, you can see the timestamp of when, you know, the form was submitted and then all the responses. So since I may be doing lunch multiple days a week, on my end, and it won't affect the form, I think I'm gonna put in another column here for the restaurant name so that it'll help me keep track of it better. And then what's nice is you can just print out this sheet and tape your lunch receipt on this page, and then it has everything listed out very clearly for accounting. And at the end of the week, you can either do this daily, or at the end of the week, you can sort by the day or restaurant, so that it's really easy to pull that summary for your receipts. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this was helpful. You know, we're making this big digital shift and there is a learning curve, but I encourage you to not be afraid of it. Anytime that there's something new, it seems hard until it becomes easy. I'd love to know how you guys may already be using Google Forms and what sort of task you're using them for. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.